Hello, you're welcome to Opinion Sharers, and my name is Paul. We want to first of all say we are sorry for coming late. All right, we were supposed to be live 15 minutes ago, but it was because of some technical issues that we needed to sort out, and we sorted it out. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for those who are patient and waited for us. But hopefully, there's not nothing is disturbing us now. We proceed. But then before we go, let's first of all share it. Let us invite other people who would be interested in what we are discussing. So let's invite them. I'm going to be sharing it. We're going to be taking a few seconds to share it. So just in case if you, sorry for the voice that's coming from here. I'm going to be sharing it. So please, wherever you are, do try to grab the link and share. I'm going to be sharing to some people on Facebook, people who it might be, maybe difficult for. I think the village boy already shared it, so maybe no need for me to share it with him anymore. Who else? Okay, let me send it to the village boy on Facebook. I mean on WhatsApp rather. Okay, thanks for your patience. All right. I think we should first of all introduce ourselves, but then just in case some people may not know what we are going to be discussing today, this is the topic. It's a series. We are going to be doing 2 or 3 series on this topic. We'll be looking at the 21st century man in a marriage relationship. So this is going to be the first of it. We'll be examining just a few, creating a background of who we think a man is. And the reason behind this is so that we become conscious. Because I found out that in most cases we do things subconsciously. Okay, I know that I am a man, but what makes me a man, right? Every one of us, we have men in our life. We have male, we have boys, we have, grown up men in our life. But what makes a man, really? And if you are a Nigerian man, you have heard it. People will tell you, be a man now. You are a man, you should be a man. So those are the things that we are going to be examining today. And we have two powerful women in the house because I cannot believe that even women kind of sometimes believe that they understand us more than we do understand ourselves. So, and we have other men also, the two powerful men who will be looking at it from the perspective of themselves as men. So I hope that it will be educative. I hope that it will be informative. I hope that it will be something that there will be something to take home from this discussion today. Thank you so much for coming, and we are sorry again for coming late. So let's start with introduction, and I'm going to start with the women because sometimes I like to be partial with women. So I'm going to start with the women. So, uh, Madam Dorothy, I want you to introduce yourself first.
Okay, my name is Dorothy Frank Taylor. I'm 54 years old and I'm a mother of 2 kids. One is a barrister, the other one is an educationist. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the experience would be very relevant. She's a mother. Okay, she's got loads of experience. So, and I'd like to include that she's a serial writer. She forgot to mention that. So,
Thank you.
anyway, go to the second woman in the house. Please do tell us.
Good evening. Well, okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Yetunde Enendo. I run a catering and baking outfit in Abuja, Nigeria, called Brown Bakeries. Um, well, I'm a woman. I think it's obvious. Um, Abby, I'm a woman. I think
Yes.
it's obvious. And yes, I write too. I write too, but well, not serially. And so I'm looking forward to really hearing from her experience. And you're welcome, Ma. It's really lovely to meet you. Really lovely to meet everybody. Anyway.
Thank you,
Thank you
sweetheart.
so much. The village boy is straight. Okay, the village boy is muted now.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, you're muted.
Okay, I say I am the village boy, but today I will try out as a man. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And let's have the young man introduce himself.
My name is Timileyin Oguntuyaki. I'm a graduate student. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Timlay. I am also a man, so, and I'm going to be asking the questions today, and and I find a way to also make my voice heard on this platform, and so that's why you see all these people here. It's all about making sure that our voices are heard on different topics, different issues that pertains to human, that pertains to this planet Earth, any topic at all. So we are going to be digging deep into who a man is, what makes a man. We just want to create a background today, and then the subsequent session, we will be going into the deep. I believe no one wants to miss that. And we might be having other new faces, or at the same time, some of our guests here who are available would also see their face. So I'm going to, first of all, throw the first question to the village boy. I want the village boy to look at the concept of man. Who does the village boy think a man is?
Thank you very much. I was envisaging that first shot will come to me. And I was looking for who a man is. Not that I was doubtful of who a man is. I have to I used 4 books. I did my little research. The first book I used was this: Men Are From Mars, and Women Are From Venus. So then I used, many of you have read this, Anatomy of Female Power by Shiwe, who is a Nigerian. Then I used the book The Manipulated Man by Esther Villa. She's a woman. Then finally, I used the Holy Bible. And in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 3, it says, give not thy strength with unto women. That's what a woman, a mother, advised the king Numuel, that he should not give his power to women. Who is a man? A man is a species of woman who is constantly oppressed, but has been configured to think that he is the oppressor. Did I answer your question?
Okay, now, the village boy is already fired the shot there. Okay, the village boy said a man is somebody whom is presumed to be the oppressor, yet he is just being a victim of oppression.
I will explain
Well,
that further as we go on the show.
yes, definitely you would have opportunity because I've already written that down. Oppressed by who? So let me finish the question so that I don't forget. Okay, so Madam Dorothy, are you there? I think she has okay. Let's go to to Madam Yeti. Who do you think a man is? Just the same question with that of village boy.
I think a man is the male of the human species. I think what makes a man, of course, what makes a man is the anatomical difference. And one of the anatomical differences, of course, those also go into the thought processes. There are certain things that, certain hormones that they express, that they have more of than women do, the testosterone and stuff like that. And so I think what makes a man is that is physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's in the way they process things. And I think that is as a result of the biological. And that's this one I'm just talking about nature. And when it comes to the society, man in the society, of course, men are proposed to be superior, which is why I laughed when I laughed so hard, and I'm still laughing when the village boy said he's the oppressed. I'm supposed to be the oppressor. I can't get over that. Well, oppressed by who, sir? You're going to have to tell us. Yeah, I think
Of course, I will.
the man the man is supposed to be the man is supposed to be the leader in the society. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the head. I think that comes from religions. I think from Christian and Muslim religion. I'm not sure about any other religion, but he's supposed to be the head, and so he's supposed to be more superior to women. And that comes with pros and cons because, of course, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and he's not oppressed by anybody. He's the one that's oppressing himself. He should come and not be the head if he doesn't like it. That's what I think, sir.
Okay, now let's hear from Madame Dorothy. Who is a man?
Hmm. Okay, I want to start by saying that when we were making introduction, most of us said, "I'm a man, I'm a woman." It's obvious. You see, that's part of the world we live in today, where we have, even though you appear like a man, you really have to say you are a man, so we can believe because of transgender issues. That's by the way. Who is a man? I like to say that a man is like a pillar. You know, the pillar that holds a building. A man is the pillar that is expected to hold the whole family together. He's expected to love everyone, including the househeads, and to treat everyone with unbiased. Sport is expected from that one head. But the question here is that one head, nobody pulls a check, nobody pauses to check. This one head that so much is expected from, what is his capabilities? How was his growing up? Where does he need help to function well, to be that complete man that we all expect so much from? And then we also need to pause. For a man to be complete, he cannot be complete by himself alone. When Village Boy said, "Do not give your strength to a woman," no man can function well without a woman. You need that support of a woman. Women are more gifted in wisdom and in certain areas to be able to see through that man, to see his weakness. When he's alone, men are not, they will say, men don't cry. That way you are killing the man when you say men don't cry. Men are ashamed to speak out, even when they are depressed, even when they are going through a lot. So it's a woman who is around him that will be able to know, a good woman, not just any woman, they're able to know that this man has a problem with this man. Even though he's not speaking out, is a woman that will make him speak out. What is going on with you? So we all expect, society and family expect a man to be a magician, expect him to do so much. Yet, nobody looks at the
I
then
think,
who
Adam, I think you would need to check that network again. I think she would have to check the network again. It's okay. While we wait for her to come back, let's go to Timilai. Timileyin,
Thank
just
thank you so much. As simple as the question sounds, I think it requires some uh, inward perception. So from the biological perspective, I think a man is just human that has a different biological makeup from the female counterpart. So, and secondly, from the scriptural perspective, I think a man is the first human. And I mean, when I say the first human, I'm putting I'm trying to emphasize on the first. I don't know what it is from other religious perspectives, but from the Christian perspective, I think a man is the first human on earth and has been given the responsibility to take care of the environment and everything that is in it.
okay. Thank you, Timileyin. Timileyin has, kind of look at a man from a holistic perspective, and then I think from also a little bit of religious perspective as well. Now, I think Madam Dorothy is back. Hopefully, the network is better. Okay, so
Okay.
I want, yeah, you're welcome. I think, do you want to conclude on what you were saying the other time? Just take maybe 20 seconds.
Okay. In conclusion, who is a man? A man is that man who knows that respect is earned, who knows that respect is not coerced or forced, who knows that you don't get your wife to submit by bullying her, or who knows that you're not the man that when you park your car, everyone in the house runs into hiding. A man is a caring man, a loving man, a protective man, an objective leader of his home. That's why they say if you're not a man, you cannot run a home. People are skeptical to give you greater challenges. So much expected of a man. But again, society and family need to pause to check the capabilities of that man, how to help him to function well. He cannot function well only by himself. Right?
Okay, yes, thank you, ma'am. Now, I will go back to the village boy. The village boy, I want you to please conclude, give us an insight into what you mean the other time by saying he's the one that is oppressed. The man is the guy that is oppressed, yet people think he is the one that is the oppressor.
It's not that people think that he's the one that is oppressed. He is made to believe that he's an oppressor. You see, let me start by saying that this thing we call man ego, it is actually a weakness. It is a camouflage to show that a man, society imposes on the man to show that he has power. Whereas all the thing that the man needs to function very well is controlled by a woman. All the things that a man needs. Madam Dorothy, unfortunately, has even confirmed what I was saying. Oh, the man is expected to be caring, is expected to be protective, is expected to be objective. A lot of burdens are put on the man. The man is not expected to cry because crying is a sign of weakness. So, and now the man think firstly that is powerful, whereas he is the weakest of all species of humans. I agree with almost everything in the Bible, but one thing I've always have an objection to is when they say woman is the weaker force. I agree with the first part of it that live with that with understanding. That is okay. That is okay with me. But who is weak, man or woman? Okay. Chiwesu gave us 5 conditions that women control. And these 5 conditions are the things that rule the life of man. 1, the woman control the womb. Number 2, the woman control the kitchen. Number 3, the woman control the cradle. Women are more psychologically mature than man. As I am close to 60, a 40-year-old woman can dribble, even a 25-year-old woman will dribble me. despite my and age.
But that's
Number
true.
5, which is
Oh my
this
God.
very sad, that man tendency to be deranged by his own excited penis. That is why they always catch us.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that makes a man is controlled by a woman. And I've written an article about who owns and who controls. The one that controls is more powerful than the person who owns. We own the body as men, who are supposed to be caring, who are supposed to be protective, who are supposed to be objective. But we cannot function without the women controlling us. And they control us in 3 stages, 3 phases of life. As a mother, they tell you they are the one that spilled their blood on you. They are the
Wait, I will come back to that, sir.
okay.
Because you have raised too many things now, I'm beginning to forget, sir. My book now is already full. I'm forgetting my questions already. But
Okay.
I want Madam Dorothy to quickly help me this one. Just take 20 seconds, I beg. And the question is, who controls the man?
In books, we think the man is in control, but in reality, the woman controls the man. Take for example, yes, in reality, the woman controls the man. Take for instance, a man gets married and the woman tells him, I don't want to see your friends in this house. I don't want to see your family in this house. It's me and it's me and my husband. Before you know it, the man begins to act according to her instruction. So in reality, the woman controls the man.
Okay, now let me ask the same question to Madam Yeti. Do you think
The
men
man,
control? I mean, do you think women control men?
I don't think women control men anyhow. Look at the number of heartbreak stories you find out there. I mean, I know that there are heartbreak stories from men, but let's look at the number of heartbreak stories you have out there. Women that will say they give their all and they did everything to make a man fall in love with them, and as in, oh, he fell in love with them and they showed up as best they knew how. And I'm talking even in relationships. They showed up the best way they knew how. But the man did whatever he wanted to anyway. In the example that Madame Dorothy gave, which is what it happens a lot of the time, which is that they don't want, what he does is that he will go outside and go and meet his friends, but he won't stop seeing his friends because his wife said so. The house, because he wants some peace. Okay, so the house is your own, take it. But if she says you cannot see your friends, that doesn't mean anything to him. The man actually, as the village boy rightfully said, because he's led a bit by his anatomy, at that minute that he wants that thing, it can be okay, yes, okay, this and this. But once he's sated, once he gets it, he controls himself. I don't think the woman controls him like that. Well, unless he loves her. He loves her, she controls him. That's a different thing altogether.
That means you are
That's a
agreeing.
different thing.
That means you are agreeing.
I'm not really agreeing because he cannot love every woman. No.
Okay.
But he has to love somebody though.
Okay, can I put in a word?
Maybe not.
You know why we have so many stories of women who are heartbroken? It's simply because the men don't speak out. If men begin to speak out, you may be surprised to see that we have almost equal number of men who are heartbroken too. It's because they think when a man cries, when a man speaks out, he's weak and all that. Yes, you see a man like a president or a top big guy, you see a small girl of 30 years pushing him around, controlling him. All of a sudden, he raises hands for her, he goes to her, he abandons his home. Men are easily carried away by the things they see, particularly from the women. I don't know if nature made this so, but most women are so weak when they appear before a woman.
Wait first. Madam, let me go to Timlay. Timlay seemed to be agreeing earlier.
Yes, what I would like to say is that I think it is a societal construct that the man is a better version of human or a stronger version of human. So it is actually the society that controls the man, in my perspective, because it is the society that says that men should not cry. It is not the woman that says so. It is the society that says that man should always take the leadership positions. It is not actually anybody that stands up. It is a collective thing. It is society that makes us believe that, okay, you as a woman, you'll be better in the kitchen, you'll be better at raising kids, you'll be better at doing all of that stuff. But for men, let them take on more challenging things. So I think that it is neither the man nor the woman that controls each other, but it is actually the society.
Well, I think Timlane tried to use the sense of an educator here. You are trying to confuse us the more. Anyway, let me go to the village boy. Now, my question to you, village boy, is: do you think all men or all male Homo sapien, do you think they qualify to be called man?
No.
That is a very delicate question, and but I will try to navigate through that very wisely. So, if you talk in terms of distinction between sexes, male and female, so every male can be called a man. But when we talk about the quality, like Madame Dorothy said, what is expected of a man, then not all men are men. I tried also want to. Timile is trying to be very smart by not accepting the reality of the society. Who is society? Society is an inanimate object. Society does not. All of us are part of society, but if you want to discuss the reality, we have to put society aside. The first mother you have with as a boy is your mother. The first lesson you receive is from your mother. The first food you eat is from your mother. The first instruction you receive is from your mother. And I can tell you, if I can share no matter how smart you are as a boy, even your mother, until you get married, your mother will control you. Let me say this. I know when my father was still alive, when I give something to my father, he will say, okay, have you given to your mother? I will say, okay, yes, I will, or I have given. But when I go to my mother will ask me, how much did you give your father? Because I was quick, I was wise enough to not either I don't answer, or I say, why are you asking me? Even at that, no matter how smart you are, you cannot outsmart your mother, you cannot outsmart your wife, or even your daughter will outsmart you. That is the reality of the things that they make us feel we are in charge. But the reality is that we are not in charge.
Okay, thank you.
And what Madame Dorothy was disputing with me in the scripture is not saying don't give your strength to women, not to woman, to women. So why is it that a wife is always having issue with mother-in-law and not with father-in-law? Because by the time they pass the baton from mother to wife, there is a conflict. The mother doesn't want to remove her. Then the wife believes now it is now her turn to do the control. So the father-in-law is allowed to leave because he's not in charge of anything. So that is how to today you hardly see a woman complaining about father-in-law. They always complain about mother-in-law because the two of them are struggling to control you.
Okay, village boy, thank you. Now I hope that we will get to the bottom of it. Now, for our viewers, I want you to know that this is just the peripheral. This is just the surface. You know, my question already scatter now. I'm not even. I'm just trying to.
Sorry for scattering your plan.
I knew that it would be difficult for me to plan having this caliber of people here. But then I didn't know it would be this much. But then I'm loving it anyway. So I want to go
No,
to
sorry,
Madam.
it's not the people. Sorry, there is not the people. It's the subject. You see, the subject we are handling is a very complex one.
Yeah. Thank you, ma. And kudos to Madam Dorothy, because I was thinking that we can load everything today, but she suggested that we should actually break it down. So kudos to you, ma. Thank you for the very valuable counsel. So
Thank
now
you.
I want to go to the two women in the house. The same question, okay? And the question is simple, I believe. Are men easily manipulated? Let me go to Madam Yeti first.
They are, though. Yes, they are. Um, honestly, they are. The, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just what I think makes them what I think makes them manipulatable is it's not that they are just naturally manipulated by any woman that comes their way. You know, as much as it seems like they're sexually driven and stuff like that. They it's even worse when they care about the woman or they love the woman in question. I think that's what it is. But yes, they are easily manipulatable. And sometimes it's even so bad that sometimes they know you are manipulating them and they don't mind. That is the thing. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. That they know what you're doing and they say, okay, no problem, go ahead. Because I think for women, once women know you're manipulating them, they go and they change it for you because they just don't want any of that, you know. I think that's actually also one of the things that makes a man a man. It makes him a leader. It makes him strong because somehow he still knows that he lands on his feet. But the woman doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to be used, caught unawares. She doesn't want the feet cut off from under her. I don't know. So yes, I think men are easily manipulated. I think they're easily manipulated. And as I said, worse, I think they know it, and I don't think they mind.
Okay, now, so what she's saying is that we are voluntary mumu in Nigerian term. Anyway, Madam, please, do you think men are easily manipulated?
Yeah, as much as they are, there are still a very few number of men, very few that are highly disciplined. A man is a disciplined man. The purpose of this topic is to help men to become better. So a man should not accept that, oh, by my nature, I am easily manipulated. No, a man should strive to be disciplined, to be that role model that your sons will strive to become like you, that your daughters will be proud of. When you are easily manipulated, then you go ahead, maybe giving their belly here and there because you can't say no, or because you are being manipulated, you go ahead embarrassing yourself. After today's topic, men should strive. Yes, a man should also be flexible. A man is a man of you. You are supposed to be brave. Discipline is the number one factor. Every good man is a disciplined man. He knows when to say no. I mean, how? How do you allow yourself to be controlled like that? You have wisdom. You read your Bible. You read books. You know what is wrong from right. Politely refuse to be manipulated. Grow up. If you are still being manipulated, then you're not growing up. Grow up and refuse to be manipulated. The time is now to do it. So they are easily manipulated, I agree. But yet there are few who you cannot manipulate. Who stand up to
Okay,
say, no, you can't do that. And, you know.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Now, I want to go to Timlay, and I am tempted to ask him the same question, but I would add this: when men are in love, Timlay, do you think it makes them vulnerable to being manipulated?
Thank you for that question. But before I go there, I would like to comment on what the village boy said about women passing, or let me say the mothers passing the baton of control to the wife, and then there is always friction when that is about to happen. But I think it depends on where we are looking at it from. If you are looking at it from the point of control, then it is. But what if you look at it from the point of attention? what if you look at it from the point of care? Like I at least you've spent the whole of your life maybe with your parents, and then the time is now that you at least build a family of
Thank you,
yours.
sir.
You understand? So I think it depends on where we are looking at it from. It will not always be control, and this depends also on the kind of women in your life. So some might actually be contesting that control with your parents, and then some might just want your attention, and that could just be it. So, and I would like to, if I remember the question you asked, could men be manipulated, right? I think
Yeah.
everybody, apart from being a man, even as a woman, anybody can be manipulated. It depends on how you have, just like Madam Dorothy has said, it depends on how developed, disciplined, and how conscious you are of everything that is happening around you. So it depends. It really, really depends. And truly, a lot of men are manipulated, and they are very vulnerable to that, because what I usually say is that it takes extra level of discipline for men not to be manipulated. Because if a guy wants, probably, let me talk from the cultural perspective of Nigeria now. If a guy wants a particular woman, he can go all out and spend all of his resources, time, and everything, and make sure that he wins the woman. But in the case of a man, a lady does not actually need money. A lady does not need a lot of the resources that you want to spend to get a woman to get you. So it depends on how self-aware you are, how disciplined you are, and how you have developed your mind to go far above these circumstances.
Okay. Thank you, Timileyin.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can I add a word to Timileyin? Can I add a word to
Wait.
Timileyin?
Yes. Wait, man. You would have opportunity to add. I want to
Okay.
also say that I have seen women in Asia who actually compete for men. So if you are looking at it from the perspective of what we do in Africa, when it is the man that is running after the woman, I've seen it in Asia where it is actually the woman that is running after the man. He has to. So, in fact, women do have to purposefully go get a degree, get a master's to be able to be attractive to the man of her choice. Her parents would have to also save money, to be able to send her off, and dowry, even though they don't, they are trying to say, okay, it is not dowry, but that's what it is. That's a fact. So it's not just about the women. So Madam Dorothy, you can quickly have your view now to few maybe 10
Okay.
seconds.
Okay, even in Nigeria, women now run to men. Women now go to men. When you like a man, walk up to him and tell him, go for him. That's the same thing as going for a man. What I was going to what I was going to chip in for Timileyin is, it is an erroneous notion to say a wife barricades the man because of care, or the mothers, the two women fighting is because they care for the man. You cannot be destroying a man you care for, destroying his emotions by fighting. Women don't see themselves eye to eye. Father-in-laws will relate and have relationship, but women, I don't know what their struggle is for that same one soul that I said earlier. If a man is a pillar is supposed to be the one in charge. Allow him to be in charge. I keep saying this because I need people to learn from this program. Allow your husband to be in charge. Allow your son to be the pillar that God has created him to be. And for the man, what makes you a man is not the ability to impregnate a woman. It's the ability to comport yourself most responsibly and respectfully. And, know that people are watching you. Know that you are in charge. You are called to be in charge. And in charge you must be. So you can't put yourself and say, okay, by my nature, you allow yourself to be controlled left and right, and then you are in the center. Before you know it, you are depressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. I want to go back to the village boy, and I want the village boy to please do justice to this. When you look at the role of men, okay, there's, in my, as a social worker, there's so much that we have been taught, and we do lay emphasis on about how women are being treated in terms of how much the society expects from them. But it kind of, in my own mind, I may be wrong, but this is opinion sharers where I am free to air my view. But in my own opinion, I think we've been blinded by the amount of expectation that we have from man. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
he's expected to, at this age he's supposed to graduate. At this age he's supposed to have been making money. And we even gauge the amount of money or the kind of wealth that we are expecting him to have at a particular age. So if he is not meeting up with the so-called society status, that's when Nigerians, for instance, will say, "You should be a man. You are the man." When that kind of a thing comes. And unfortunately, the society seem, especially women now, the women in our life, they seem not to know what that does to a man. Let me allow Village Boy to comment on that. The role, responsibility, leadership, you are the head, and all of these things.
You see, I don't think whether I will agree with you that they don't know what a man go through. You see, a man will deny himself, a young man will deny himself to please a woman. There are some culture, you are talking about Asia now, okay, when a woman wants to attract a man, the woman goes to get a degree. Do you know there's some culture that when they want to marry a lady, the lady will sit down, two men will come and beat themselves to stupor. Whoever wins, whoever wins will be the one to marry the lady, because the one that wins is the one that is expected to be able to provide protection to the woman. But when it is the other way around, the lady goes to get a degree to be attractive to the man. You can see the trajectories are not the same. So I've seen when I was in the north, living in the north in Nigeria, I had an experience. I observed some guys. This guy will starve themselves all from January till mid-December, and they will be saving money, and they will be saving money to buy big dresses, electronics, and food items to take to the village during Christmas and New Year, where they will spend about 10 days, and they will use this thing to attract girls. And first, before you know it, they would have impregnated them and bring some of the ladies to poverty. So one day I challenged you and said, "Why are you people doing like this?" And the guy did not take it kindly to me. Why did I challenge him? I challenged him for two reasons. One reason, I noticed that this guy, that the only time he had good food was when he was in the village, because he was starving himself to save money so that he can go and shine to girls in the village. But I must also confess that the second aspect was I was a bit jealous too, because I happen to be the categories of people that these guys were not looking at our side. They say it's only grandma we can. So because of that, we had no access. Because we are only blowing grandma, we had no money. We can't buy big dresses. So and I challenged him, and he was very angry with me. That what is my business there? Actually, it was not my business. You see, even this care and attention that Timilaye is mentioning, it can be used to deceive us. We talk about control of kitchen. They say the easiest road to the man is his stomach. And we talk about discipline. Even when you go through the Bible, only two people actually passed, which is Joseph and Job. Job was not tested, but we see Job say that he said he covenanted with eyes not to behold on any maid. But we saw Joseph, and what were the consequences? He was sent to jail. He served in jail, but God intervened eventually, and he came out of it. So it is not a common phenomenon for man to be disciplined. So out of many men, you can mention Samson, you can mention David, as wonderful as David was. You can even mention Solomon. How many men have okay, let's go back to if you believe in biblical story, let's go back to the Bible. Supposing it was Adam that was convinced to eat that fruit first, do you think if he give it to the woman will not eat it? The woman will wait and see what will happen to Adam first. Because since God has one of them that don't eat this fruit, if Adam has eaten it and give to Eve, if it's okay, I will eat it later. And she will be watching what will happen to Adam before he may not eventually eat it. But when you brought the food and gave to her, what did you do? You just whack up. So care is good, attention is good, but it can also be deceitful.
Mm-hmm.
When a mother has nurtured a boy to the age of marriage, he should withdraw her care and attention back to her husband, if the husband is still alive, or to the other children. Let this one go. The Bible says the man will leave his father and his mother. So you cannot say because of care and attention. There have been some quarrel where a man will say, okay, the way my mother cooked this food is better than this. Do you think a woman will take that kindly? No woman will accept that from you. So most often, the woman, the girl child, knows what she's doing earlier than the man. And it's one of the training. We go back to the cradle, which I say the woman control the cradle. The training they give to the boy is different from the training they give to the girl. I said this in the other one we were talking about girl child, where I stood firmly that we should be giving equal training.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for the free of it that one of the reasons that a bit in support of genuine feminism is because what feminism is doing is to free up men from the excess luggage that the society has imposed on us. If I want to use your word, to mean that the society construct. There's so much burden that society has placed on the man. What feminism is doing, which is a branch of critical theory, as we call it, is to onboard the man from that burden.
Okay,
So,
Village boy, thank you. Now I want to go to a little bit of maybe just move forward, and then I think I should ask similarly in this one, and perhaps the women in the house. And the question is this: are men made by women?
Come again.
Do you think men are made by women? I want Timilene to first of all attempt this.
That's a very, very great question. Are men made by women? Well, I would like to say again that it is not exclusively by women. Because if you look at the life of a man, a grown-up especially, you will realize that he is not only a product of probably his mother or female siblings, he is a product of the life he has been living since the time he was little. So the man that you see that is grown up is a reflection of all the knowledge and experiences he has gathered all this while. So it could even be as a result of his male parent, which is the father. So it depends. So I would say a man is made from the way he grew up.
Okay, thank you. I want Madam Dorothy to continue from where he stopped. Are men made by women?
Okay, first, I like to react to Village Boy's cancer that when a man marries a wife, the mother should leave him alone. It is not possible. The creation of the world, marriage does not end relationship, mother-child relationship. It should not end it. If your husband talks about his mother's food, this is a food he ate for almost 30 years before marrying you. A wise woman will go close to that mother-in-law and learn how to cook that particular soup that the husband loves. If you love a man, you love him and love his dog. His dog includes his mother. You cannot marry a man and separate him from his mother or his sibling. It is not done. Having said that, mothers too should know that the man is now married now and needs some space. But I don't agree. Marriage does not end mother-son relationship. That's number one. Number two, marriage does not bring division into a family. You come to unite. You came to a family. You born with that family, become part of them. In those days, when you marry a man, you marry his family too. So, but when you say mothers should leave their son's wife, What of the girl, the wife? Does she leave her own mother? No. So I don't agree with that. Now, coming to your question, are men made by women? My answer is no. Because a man starts growing up, goes to school, rents a house, equips himself for marriage, gets a job, saves money, then come to marry you. Women complement the life of a man. You don't make a man. The fact that you meet a struggling man and you help him to come up and become something, you don't claim to making him because he was alive before you made him. You only complement his life. What about some women who married a man and from the time they married that man, his life turned around, he became useless, he lost everything he has and all that? Is that making a man? No, women don't make men. You complement his life. You are a helper. You come to help his life. Some men are made, like Ned Woke that married Regina. That Ned, we should say she made him. He made him. No woman makes a man, but a woman complements a man. Like I said earlier, no man is complete without a woman. See the example of Garden of Eden that village boy made. If Adam was to eat the fruit first, Eve will watch. Eve will wait and see what happens to him. That is how women are endowed with special wisdom, not learned from God. It's given from that. So a man needs a woman to be complete, to make more progress. Not that a woman makes a man.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll go to Madam Yeti. Are you with me? Oh, she's not. Okay. Now let's move forward. Maybe I'll go to Timileyin then. Okay, Timileyin, I want you to look at the 21st century man. To you, who do you think is 21st century man is?
A 21st century man is human that needs help and that should also give help. I think it is not a crime to be a man. You did not make yourself to be a man, so you just have to live as human. You need help. You need help to live, and you need to give help for others to live too. I think that's just 21st century. A 21st century man is a man that does not think about himself alone. He is a man that cares about his well-being and as much as the people around him.
Okay, thank you. Let's see whether Village Boy will agree.
No.
Well, you want to use me as a measure of agreement? I'm not the 21st century man. I'm a baby man. So by your definition, I'm a traditional man because I'm a baby boomer. So one thing that has bothered many of us, older men, about 21st century men, is like, which is almost may be a kind of contradiction to what I've been saying from beginning, is like most 21st century men are abdicative of responsibility that is normally associated with men. Is it a good thing? Sometimes I pause and I ask myself, to be responsible should not be gender biased, should not be gender based. A person should be responsible. Yes, you can modify the level of responsibility, but to be completely irresponsible, I don't think it's a good thing. I'm also not saying that all 21st century men are irresponsible, but the degree of responsibility that is being shown by 21st century men is a cause for concern, because you see somewhere else, and one of the program I said, these are young men who say they don't want to marry a liability, they want a working class lady, but there are also this group of men who are afraid of their women or their wife being more successful than them. So that itself, I think the 21st century man is a confused man. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be too to be wicked. I apologize to you, Timileyin, for that. In 21st century, most of them rather are confused. They want good things, but the spirit of competition, because again they are still carrying the baggage, which say because they are the head, they must necessarily they must make more money. They don't want to make all the money by themselves, but they are comfortable to make more money than their women, so that at least they can still show again, which is that problem. They still want to show that ego. Ego itself is a weakness. So I think sometimes I think it's 21st century man, if it's not helped, is becoming confused. It's becoming confused of who is. It's like it's caught in between what he should be, the role he should be playing in life, and the role he's playing. Even those who go the way of pursuing sugar mommy and everything, they are literally mortgaging their life, because women by nature are territorial. I've read stories of a young man who has a sugar mommy who now say he wanted to marry, and the woman was there, marry for what? What is it that I'm not giving you? So, I mean, this bad body knows that this guy has no future. So, but because his supply is good to her, she wants to keep him. So, a 21st century man that is not helped is a confused man. I know this is many people will not like me for this, but that is my thinking. So,
I think
please, you are free to prosecute me for this. Please go ahead and finish me.
Yeah, I want to do one thing.
I think the village boy is not fair to us.
Yeah, I want to ask him: is there any statistical data that support the fact that 21st century men, most of us, are grossly irresponsible?
Let's not go in the area of academics. I don't
No,
have
sir. This is not academics, sir. This is not academic. Maybe
by observation. We all are live on social media today. An average man, doesn't mind to even pack and go and live with a woman who has money.
Yeah, what is wrong? What is wrong with that?
No.
So
this is the society.
In
right?
our generation, it was a thing of shame. It was a thing of shame.
So does it mean, sir, that does it mean that the men that existed before the 21st century never did that, or they don't even still do that? Like, I mean, you are living in the 21st century, but you are not a 21st century person.
I am not.
So does it mean that people?
When you look at the number of observations you see, where people they don't mind. Most men don't want to work now, but they are looking for a working class lady who will be giving them. Some of them will be there with playing PS4. PS5, what do you play? And the woman will go to work and bring money. And they are not at home. They will be there in pajamas and will be shouting, playing game with their fellow boys. No, that is not how men of our generation were raised.
Okay.
I don't
definitely
with me easily.
Definitely the village boy is biased against us.
I am. In this one, I am biased, and I apologize for my biasness.
Let's take help from the women. I believe they understand us better. I want the women to look at, the men before the 21st century and compare them with the men in this century. Really, somebody was saying, I think it was one of my professors that was a lady, she was saying that this generation is better than theirs. And the reason is that they were caught in between two cultures or two generations. The generation that was conservative, okay? The generation that does everything by the book. And then growing in a society where the things began to open up. So they are more confused that this generation, in most cases, they know what they want. Okay? Anyway, let me hear from the women. Madam Dorothy, what do you think?
Okay. the traditional men, like we call them, they enjoyed monopoly of authority. They treated the women so badly that the women were only seen and not heard. But they didn't share the bill picking with the women. They picked all the bills. And the women in return keyed into he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So they submit to them and they were almost enslaving them. But the 21st century is fairly an endangered species. They are more educated, but they are more complicated. And they are even nonchalant. They are not family oriented. I don't know the basis of the training that today's 21st century may receive. They are not totally hardworking, not all of them. Some of them are not hardworking. Some of them are lazy. It's obvious. Some of them even went to the universities, even the girls, they bought their certificates, so when they can't even get a job. And you'll be saying, 5 years I graduated, no job. What did you graduate with? What interview did you pass? You know, some of them, 21st century men, want to go abroad. Everybody wants to travel out. They don't want to look inward. They don't want to do anything. 10 years you're processing visa. You've been denied and you still on the same spot. You're not moving forward. The next thing you want to do is to look for a lady who has money. Then you marry her. Or she gives you money to marry her. After the marriage, you start shouting she's not submissive. How can she submit? When you are the man picking the bills, those traditional men, they pick the bills totally, and the women submitted totally to them. Now you marry a woman who is picking all the bills, then you expect her to pick the bills and submit. If you relegated yourself to the background and become a woman, then you are the one to submit to a woman who is picking all the bills. Because you looked out for such a woman to marry. You are not looking for a wife, you are looking for a bill picker. You are looking for a businesswoman. You are looking for money, not a wife. So when you marry like that, that's what you look for. You want the good things of life. You want to live in a flat that you don't know how much is paid. You want to. So 21st century men, like the village boy said, some of them appear so confused. You want to marry a woman, you don't care about her character. All you care is her discipline. Is she a doctor? Can she earn more money? Is she a lawyer? Can she earn more money? That's all you care. You don't care about her character. Then you today's 21st century men, you want to marry a woman, all you care is how good she is on bed. Then you marry, she's good on bed, you marry her. Then after marrying her, you now begin to complain about character. Do you know that a want, once satisfied, does not motivate anymore? You went to marry sex, you marry sex, you are satisfied that want. That want will no longer motivate you in that marriage. You now start looking for character. Then there's problem. 21st century men have turned marriage to garbage in, garbage out. They marry for the wrong reasons. That's why I said they are confused. They're not totally family oriented. They don't even listen to counsel. When you talk about parents leaving them alone, leave them alone, they make the wrong choices, and then they marry today, they divorce tomorrow. 21st century man is not really well equipped or had decided to deceive himself. And then parents are to blame too. Parents buy admission for them, pay bribe for them throughout the school. When they come out to get them a job, they can't perform the something. Then they start looking for a husband or a wife. It's not an amendment to poorly raised child. So 21st century men, they are confused. I agree with Village Boy. That is what I have to say about them. But we thank God that they allow the women more freedom, unlike the traditional men. You know, but when you share your bill with your woman, 50-50, a good woman, you can't watch your husband suffer in vain. You have to contribute, you have to help him. But when a 21st century man marries, he comes to the table and pulls the card on the table and tell a woman, share the bills. When you share the bills, you share the authority, you share the respect, you share everything. So that's how it is.
Thank you, ma. Now this is it's making me feel bad, kind of, you know, because I mean I'm just that 21st century men are not serious. They are confused. Then you know now. But I think one thing that I will ask Madam Dorothy is, can you have it all? Because the 21st century men, they don't treat women the way we treated, the way our forefathers treated women. Okay, So now when women are working, before women used to, take care of domestic chores and all of those things. And women were believed to not have voice, but now women are beginning to have their voices heard. So, and some women are beginning to earn much more than men. So are those men not supposed to be contented in such relationship, or are they supposed to be embarrassed by the reason of maybe they are not earning, or they are not earning enough? Anyway, maybe some of that is a rhetorical question, but I would want to hear Madam Yeti's view about the 21st century man versus the traditional or the conventional man.
I'm here. My next, my
Okay.
Thank you. You see, the thing is, the traditional man, I think the traditional man had his role set out for him. I think they had things were made clearer for them. They brought in the money, and the women, they brought in money, the women brought in the care of the home. They took all the response, stuff like that at home. But the 21st century man is not having it that easy. Now they are telling them that, oh, they're supposed to feel more. They're supposed to be more in touch with their feelings, with themselves. They're telling them feminism is coming and saying it is okay for a woman to split the bill. They're saying that it is okay for you to cry. It is okay for you to outsource some of your responsibilities. And when you're telling them that it is okay to do that, we're also complaining that while they are doing that, they're also, because for some reason, most human beings, it's an either or. They don't know how to strike a balance. So normally when you say that, they should know that, okay, it's okay to outsource a bit of some of that, but most of that should still be within their reach. A friend of mine and I were discussing how many men actually shamelessly, the way women used to go out and look out for men that were financially able to care for them. Now is men that do that, and the women don't even care. They come in. I was talking to somebody, and she used to put the bills in her marriage, and everything was going on swimmingly until suddenly she had an accident and they couldn't anymore. And the man treated her so badly. He treated her like she was a nuisance, because for the first time he had to carry the responsibility. And instead of him to see carrying the responsibility as his responsibility, he actually told her that now you've become a liability to me. Now you can't handle anything and stuff like that. So I think, as everybody has said, I think they are confused, because sometimes when you have too many options, you don't know what to do. You just become foolish. I think that's what has happened. I'm sorry, 21st century men on here. I'm not trying to be insulting, but I'm just trying to say that sometimes, because they can't really win. If you come out and you want to handle the bills, the woman will come and say, hey, I'm a big, strong woman. I can handle my bills too. I can handle my bills. You don't have to pay for me. You want to open the door. She said, why are you opening the door for me? You are being patriarchal. You are trying to do something. They'll say, hey, you can't cry. You're not in touch with your emotions. But when you go that way, you are still spoken of as somebody that you are too soft. You are too what. You're not the traditional man. You're not a manly man. So I think they can't really win. The 21st century man can't really win. But I think a middle ground has to be found. I think some understanding has to come in there. And as I think self-awareness comes into play.
Thank you, Madam Yetune. Maybe you seem to understand us a little bit. Now, I want to. She talked about, as she was talking, something came to my mind, and I quickly wrote it down, that the 21st century man, could it be that he is an evolving man? You see, he is the one that has evolved from the traditional conventional man. Okay, so, and there is no template. All right, there is no template, there is no workbook for him, like the conventional traditional men, who they follow all the rules strictly. They abide by every law that was set by the society. But now he is trying to find his foot, he's trying to find his way. And I think, like, what this has revealed to me personally as an educator is that we don't understand the 21st century man. Okay, and I think that is why there is so much conflict, misunderstanding between the home, the generations of our father, and perhaps my generation, the 21st century people, whom has been misunderstood so much. Okay, see, in maybe in the village boys days, I want to believe there's nothing like following your passion. You do whatever brings money. You do whatever makes you fit into the role that is created by the society. But these days, people are talking about finding your passion, looking for something that matters to you. We are looking at climate change. Nobody cared about climate change in those days. In Ekiti, people they just put fire in the bush and it burnt, and then they come and cultivate it. But these days, we are looking at beyond that. Okay, that there's the need for conservation. So I think some of these things needed to be understood, however you want to put it, about the 21st century man. I think there's a need for us to patiently, consciously try to understand the 21st century man. Let me hear from Chimila Ido.
Thank you. Yes, I think from the way this discussion is going, we have differing opinions. And I would rather say that it is this 21st century society that is more confused. And I have my reasons.
Say that again, please.
It is this 21st century society that is more confused. It is a society that wants the huge responsibility of the conventional man, but do not want the submission of the 21st century woman. It is this same society that our parents will be telling us when I was at the Obafemi Awolowo University, then called Great Ife, before I come out from my camp, from my hostel, they will have provided chicken and turkey, they will have polished my shoes, they will have done this and that. But the truth is that those things are no longer obtainable in these days. There are no jobs. You expect him to provide. You expect him to pay the bills. There are no jobs. And that is why it is very easy for us to stay in our places of comfort and talk about some people that are like endangered, as Madam Dorothy said. It is very comfortable for our president to say Nigerian youths are lazy when there are no jobs and the population is growing. And the truth is, it is in this same society that the woman wants a man that will make her to be whatever she wants to be. They want a man that will support you to be everything you want to be. But if you are expecting a striking difference from the 21st century man and the conventional man, then there should be a shift in what you expect of a 21st century society entirely.
Exactly.
So what I think is, in this age also, when someone says, I want to follow my passion, I want to become a footballer, I want to become a musician, I want to be this and that, that person is easily tagged, you have no future. If someone is working on his dreams, people's dreams takes decades. When someone is working on his dreams that could take 10 years, 20 years, we seem, because the progress he has made is not visible to everybody. We seem to say this person, we seem to say this person is not making progress and is not worthy to be a man, is not worthy to be a husband, is not worthy to be a father. But the truth, it is this society that is still evolving and is more confused, because a 21st century man, as you said, does not have a 21st century man does not have a template. He only learns from the best, his parents, his society, his culture, and all these things they have like they have continental variabilities. What is obtainable in Nigeria, in Africa, might not be the same thing in Europe, might not be the same thing in America. And the way a 21st century man is seen in America now is different from the way he's seen in Nigeria. And that is just the truth. If you say a man wants to travel abroad, and because of that, because he has not made the progress, what about the man that is abroad? What about him? So there are a lot of, I think it is not easy to measure who is it, because there is a reason for us to say someone is a gentleman. So a man will always be a man, whether he's gentle or not gentle. So let us think about those people that were even born abroad. How are they evolving? What are their features? How is it different from what those that are home? What's the difference? So when we try to look at how to measure the responsibility, the level of let me say the level of diligence or whatever discipline, I think we have to take into consideration what the society expects and what the society has provided, what the local system has provided, and what the entire globe is providing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Timileyin.
Okay,
I finally
Timileyin.
got, I finally got Timileyin to be on fire. I love
I
that.
know. Okay, can I say something to Timileyin?
Okay, okay. Please do.
Yeah, Timileyin, thank you very much. You are a vibrant youth. You are, make no mistake, some of 21st century guys are excellent, doing very well. I didn't say all, I said some. And if we don't correct drifting to ladies that are made as a mitigate by men, we need to address it. It's not all Nigerian men, not all Nigerian 21st century men. But remember, those days, when you say you want to be an actress, your parents will say you are an outcast. When you say you want to play football, your parents will raise dust. So it's how they condemn you following your passion today was also done those days. But this, I think you guys today get angry so easily when they ask you to look back or when they cancel you. Instead of looking deep into what they are saying, you guys just decide to get angry at it. There's nothing wrong in striving to be abroad. It is looking for greener pasture, it's okay. But what I said was, if you've been striving on that for 10 good years and it's not working, you need to look elsewhere. You understand? Or while struggling for that, looking for it, don't put your eggs in one basket. Do something else. Don't be writing millions on paper where there's nothing in reality. It's all about planning. I agree. We need to understand 21st century men. It's also parental fault. The 21st century man is not well groomed from the home, because in the home, the sisters does all the work. All the money he needs, the parents pamper him. He's not taught hard work. He's not taught perseverance. He finds everything so easy. He's dropped off at school and picked from school. He goes to a child in the university, rides the best car. His house has a video, TV, and everything. Everything he needs is provided. Sometimes you say no to these children so they can strive. They can know that life outside campus is tough, so they can embrace the future. So the grooming of the 21st century man is the problem. They are not groomed ruggedly to face the challenges in the future. When you don't groom them well, after graduation, you leave them. You have not prepared them to carry on with the training you gave them. There used to be one guy in Dada that carried first class, in one university. I know how much strangers celebrated him. Even I rushed to send Facebook invite to him in my old account. The guy said his colleagues in school, in classmates, were laughing at him while he's reading. They be partying. That's what I'm saying. Go to our universities today. They are doing best couple in the university. A boy is living with a girl who is his wife, he's practicing, and they are doing award. And what is all those distractions? That's somebody I will come out. I want to embrace the society. I want to embrace, being a father and being a. I mean, what's all that the distraction for? So it's a parental force. But the first 21st century man have to tell yourself, you need to be focused. You need to look away from society, look away from even from your upbringing. Yoruba proverb said, if they born you, you grow up, see the as they born you know suit you. They born yourself. Mean be strategize, be focus, draw your goals and pursue them. So 21st century man, we're not saying you are all lazy, no, but some are lazy. Now there's no
True.
job. When I used to be in the bank, we used to write letter to some universities and say, please give us your best graduating students for employment. So I am telling you, I used to be interview panel when I was in the bank. A lot of graduates cannot defend their certificate. Even some holding first class cannot defend it. So you obviously know that they bought it. So when you see such a person, telling you I've been unemployed for 10 years. What is in his brain? What do you have in your hand? How did you get it? So for those who are no employer, you open a business today, you want to employ somebody who will rake your business. You want to employ a smart brain who will bring new ideas to grow your business. So when you come out of university, you went there to do husband and wife couple. You come out every night, you're in the club. You come out, you want to go and work and kill somebody's business. You must be well equipped to face life. Even if you do that in university, now you are out. Refocus yourself, remodel yourself, retrain yourself, and be acceptable
Thank
in
you.
society.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I wanted to say that there's still too many things that we need to. Maybe we have to organize another event. Talking about the need to understand the 21st century man. Okay. Let me bring the village boy, and I want to deliberately confront him. I want the village boy to admit his ignorance about the 21st century man. Okay, because like Timley said, the current 21st century man is a product of the conventional home. Okay, so and when you bear in mind the concept of nature and nurture, all right, he didn't come down from the moon. He is a product of, even village boy a few days ago when we were chatting told me that he got his first job when he was 17 years old. How many Nigerians today can actually secure a job with a school cert, whether he can write or not, whether he's intelligent or not? There are first class degree holders in Nigeria. Timileyin is one of them. Okay, if Timileyin has remained in Nigeria, what is the assurance that he would have secured a job that is befitting, as a first class student? So meanwhile, in the village boys' days, a 17-year-old boy with ordinary modern school certificate gets a job. You understand? So we need to admit that the things have changed, the society has changed, the society has failed us. People have not been groomed, and perhaps the grooming, maybe it's the two generations need to a lot of understanding of each other to do. I want to believe that. So, I just want the village boy I want to see, maybe he would agree that they need to understand the 21st century man.
Well,
I'm
thank you so
persuading
very much.
him.
I don't know why you reached the conclusion that I don't understand 21st century man. As you are really openly admitted, we have having a lot of conversations. And if we don't understand each other, I don't think we will have continued that conversation. One, there is no template in any generation. And the issue of evolving, it is a continuous thing. The way I value life, the way I see life is different from the way of my father. There are things that I challenge my father about. There are things that they were doing that I didn't like that I have to correct in my own time. Yes, we have opportunities and more privileges when we were growing up. We also are more hardworking. The quality of our education then, which this one may not be entirely your fault, the quality of our education is much better. The kind of memo I can draft as a clerk, when I employ graduates working with me, they cannot draft it. So it's not as if we don't. Now you are asking me to admit one of the major problem of the 21st century mind is this sense of entitlement, and we have just demonstrated that again. Now you want me to now tell you that I am ignorant of you? No. Yes, you can ask me that I need to understand you more. Fine, that is fair enough, but you can't say I'm completely ignorant because we are preparing for this talk. I read 4 books. I made research going through 4 books. You, the host, I made sure maybe you did not even do anything. So that is the diligence that we, the traditional men, are made of. We are not me. Let's see. So I don't just come here to come and talk. I have to prepare myself. But here, the 21st century man, with this sense of entitlement, think that they should just drop everything on his lap. You have opportunities to be more creative than us. You have technology that we will not have. So you have internet, that instead of using internet to become creative, many of you are using it to do Yahoo Yahoo. Actually, this 21st century man has opportunity that are immense. You can operate globally. You can be living in Nigeria and working for a company in US. You have opportunity, immense opportunity. You have opportunity to be creative. You talk about people following passions. Do you know that what they sent fella to go and read in school? Medicine. Did he not end up becoming a musician? In every generation, there has been some kind of rebellion. You can't take that one completely out. And again, Timilani now is now in the sense of pushing our problem to society. That is again escapism. You follow escapism, you will feel entitled. And this is the thing that you have to fix. Don't shift blame to other people. Take responsibility. What we are saying is that 21st century man should take more responsibility. This is the generation of inventions, not the generation of I beg to apply. You have opportunities, use them, invent things. What is the age of children writing up all over the world? So you are using your own phone to be asking for urgent 2K from everywhere. Spirit of entitlement. Create something out of nothing. Many of us are still evolving. I'm still a student too. I'm still reading. You know how many professions I practice? So many. But I still now try to combine, synthesize them together. So I know that 21st century manuscript. I know that I've also said that, unfortunately, towards the end of 20th century, the pursuit of money make many parents to abdicate their duty. And what we are seeing today is the result of that abdication. For this one, I apologize for that. Many parents, especially from 1988 upward, when we liberalized the banking sector, parents no longer stay at home. They wake up 4 a.m. and come back 11 p.m. There was a story in Nagigi, whether it is true or not, that when once somebody was on leave and the child came from the house and said, "Mommy, there's an uncle waiting for you in the parlor." So not know that the person is his father because he has not. So for that, but then you have an opportunity. Knowledge. There was no Google in our time. When we are looking for things, all of us are carrying a big dictionary to learn things. When I speak one word for you now, you have Google on your phone to know whether it is true or not. Seek information, use them. I apologize on behalf of all the responsible parents who did not mold you very well. But like Madam Dorothy said, when now it is time for you to remold yourself. Even if they train you, Yoruba say you will train a child, but the child will still retrain himself. And we say in 21st century, you have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So now, instead of blaming the people that did not do very well, make life more meaningful by yourself. Take advantage of the opportunity that are abound. I know there are other limitations, but then people overcome adversity to become great. So don't look for easy way out. There are opportunities. Open your mind and be more responsible. Then deal with the issue of entitlement. You feel too entitled. And that is the problem. It is one of the problems. Many of you are doing well, many of you are doing great. I understand you. I'm learning from you. I will continue to learn. I won't accept that I am completely ignorant. I apologize for being too hard on you. I will apologize for that. I was extremely hard. I apologize for that, but I don't think I will apologize for ignorance because I am not ignorant.
Thank you, sir. At least we can manage that. I mean, to lie, we can make do. We can make do with that. Thank you so much. Okay, so still, this is opinion sharers where opinions and our voices matters, and I believe that. You see, I'm personally happy because uh, this is like something that is happening between two generations, okay? And these are discussions that we need to have, you know, that will help us prepare better and to have a better society all around the world, you know. So, and I'm sincerely happy that opinion sharer is gradually fulfilling its purpose, you know. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of this. This is a topic that we cannot, you know, exhaust. And I'm particularly grateful that I listened to Madam Dorothy's advice when she said that we should actually split this. Just look at it that we've been here for 1.5 hours. So what I just do now is to just allow people, just in case there's something you want to say that I haven't said, that I haven't asked, you know. The village boy said maybe I didn't even read as much as he did, but he should know that I read. Anyway, no problem. So I want, just in case I didn't, I know that for people who are prepared very well. So in case there's something you noted down while preparing for this, and then this guy hasn't asked you. So please, this is the opportunity to say it. Let's use the opportunity briefly, you know, to talk. And I also want to know whether you have had fun because I've had fun. You know, and this is very, very important for, and for our viewers too. I want to say thank you for Madam Orenuga. She's been very, very consistent. Thank you so much, man. We love you, and one day I would want to host you, you know, just like I'm hosting Madam Dorothy today. And you know, I want to hear your voice and hear your opinions, whatever it is that topic you want to talk about. Please, opinion sharers is meant for that. Thank you so much. Okay, so I will go back to the ladies in the house. You know, so Madam Yeti,
Okay.
what would you want to say that I have not asked you?
I would like to say that I just want to, because what the village boy said, it was so important. I was saving it for this end, but he cut me up at the pass. It is not easy anymore. There are no jobs, you know, there are really no jobs, and but you cannot be entitled. They are not giving you jobs. You're going to have to go out and hustle. At least I'm talking about people in Nigeria. You're going to have to go out and you're going to hustle. I'll tell you the thing. I'm a geologist. I read geology in University of Mina. I graduated. I came out and I became a baker because of the fact that I lost my husband, but I didn't want to leave my children. The jobs I had, I would have had to leave my children to go out to work, and I didn't want to do that. So there are things that you can do instead of sitting and waiting for everything to fall on your lap. There are things that you can do that you can rebuild your life in a way that supports your dreams or whatever they are. See, all of us want to follow our dream and follow our bliss. You know, we all want to be happy, but responsibilities won't wait. Even if they take decades, the responsibilities won't wait. This is the honest truth. So I just want to go from there that the 21st century man, he has all these things at his disposal, but he needs to get up because I think, as I keep on saying, I think it's about balance. Yes, the government owes you a lot, but you owe yourself even more. So whether the government is giving it to you or not, you're going to have to make a way, and not Yahoo Yahoo or whatever. You're going to have to make an honest way, put the pedal to the metal, and make it work. So, sir, that was all. But I think the business boy said, but still say it anyway.
Thank
And
you
I've had
so
so much
much,
fun.
Madam
So much fun.
I was about to ask you that. Thank you so much. Okay,
So much fun. Thank you.
I would allow Timileyin to talk before I come back to Madam Dorothy.
Thank you very much. Let me start by saying I have enjoyed myself. I think this is a conversation that has given me the opportunity to reflect and then to think about where we are coming from and where we are headed. And I think it's a very important discussion. So even though I do not have any extra thing to say, I would just like to say that this is not an intergenerational conflict or or try to push the blame on our predecessors, but it is, I think a lot of youth out there, they just have frustrations that they are not actually saying out. I might not be a victim of that, but I know a lot about people that they are frustrated, depressed, and they have been limited by the system that they have so much depended on. And I'm very happy that this discussion came up because it will be like a reawakening call for people to understand that you cannot have everything on a platter of gold. There are things you have to stand up and work for, and in some cases, even after working hard, you will not even get them at the first try. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep doing what you know that is right and that you believe in. And at the end of the day, you will win someday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Madam.
Oh my God, Timley, you just made my day. Your summary is so apt. I hope the other 21st century men are listening to you. And Madam Yeti too, your summary was excellent. In fact, I have had fun. I've learned a lot from all of us. This is an eye opener that we all need to do more, starting from the home. Some of us are just raising kids. Some are going to raise kids. Please start the foundation to make the man who he is supposed to be from the home. Look at him then, I can tell that he's not one of those students at school that didn't burn the candle, that he's not just holding certificate that he cannot defend. I could hear his smart, his intelligence and all that. If all graduates who pass through our higher institutions can stand and defend and speak and show that the 4 years they spent in university, they got something. If you interact with some graduates, I tell you, if you attend interview, if you're a panelist on employment interview in Nigeria, you will cry for our products. I'm telling you. Most times we do interview, those days I was in the bank, I will get home, I will not be able to eat. I will say, this person spent 4 years in the university, and then he will come out and blame the government, come out and blame no job. We need, the 21st century men and women need to rediscover themselves. You don't jump the queue. You don't jump from a child. You have to crawl before you walk. You know, but most of them don't want to crawl. Hard work is one of the things that identifies the 21st century man or any man at all or any woman at all. You have to be hardworking. You have to be focused. You have to face it. You have to have a target. Not beating about the bush or being blown by the wind. They say crypto is selling, you rush. They say Ponzi is selling, you rush. They say Bet Naija, you rush. What are you chasing shadow? You know, so we have to be focused. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Master of all, jack of all trade, and master of none. Opinion sharers, God bless you for this forum. As we continue to talk to our people, I'm sure with time we'll be able to raise better men and women. Marriage institution is such a shame what is going on there now. Marriage is now garbage in, garbage out. It shouldn't be so. We should appreciate each other, respect each other, honor each other, help each other. You know, nobody has it all. Nobody has it all. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs to be complimented. Everybody needs to be given a push. Just a little push to come up there. You know, you are not fulfilled if you have not helped anybody. If you have not helped your husband to succeed, you have not helped your wife to succeed, you have not succeeded, and you will not live a fulfilled life. You have to strive today. After listening to this program, just review yourself, like Timney have said. And in a few years' time, you will look back and say, wow, opinion sharers, I listened to them and I did this. Let's all take the bull by the horn. Let women learn to submit to their husband. Whether he's poor or illiterate, or he's educated or he's not, or he's a foolish man, God made him a head. God does not make mistake. If God made him a head, he can't be a foolish man. And if he's a foolish man, you correct him in love. You talk to him in love, not spiting him, not calling him names. He's going to get worse. Even your children, when they are not doing well, don't call them names. You know, don't buy. If a child fails WAEC, pay for tutorial, let him prepare well and write again. Don't go and buy admission for them. If If you buy admission, you're going to buy throughout the whole season. When he comes out of school, will you buy? You can buy a job with your connection, but will you do the job for him? He will soon get a sack. So we all have a lot to do, starting from the home. The problem of society starts from the home. So let us start from the home. But what is a home where husband and wife always fighting, cat and dog? The children are learning and they are watching. A family where the husband says, "My son, don't do this." The mother says, "No, no, 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 it's my son. Leave him alone. He has to do that." Or the mother says, the father says, "No, no, no, it cannot work." At the end of the day, you give society a problem child. So thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. I want the village boy to give his closing remark.
Well, thank you very much. I've learned a lot, and well, maybe the language of your generation. I've also had fun. In our time, we don't talk about fun because we're fun with fun of seriousness. But that's one of the things we are learning now. Fun is not the traditional way we view it. Yes, one of I believe what of the job we are doing to the society is to draw the attention of the society to what is wrong. Sometimes some unpalatable things might come up, but it's not for indicting. It's a way of challenging us to have a rethinking of where we are. So it is better for all of us if the society progress. If an individual progresses, society progresses. And of course, the 21st century man still need help where we can. And many of us, we have committed ourselves to doing that within our capability. But then we also require them to also see us as partner in progress. Sometimes they blame so much, they give so much blame on us that they don't even want to listen to us, whether even what we are saying is correct or meaningful. So I think that we all have to have a change of attitude. We still have a lot to learn from you. We will become more patient and seek to understand you more so that our own approach will not just be a case of blaming you too. We should also be able to see things from your angle so that we can also offer genuine and sincere advice for you. The future of our country is in the hand of the youth, but the youth must first have that inner validation that the I can do it spirit, the 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 spirit that okay, against all Lord I will still survive. Against all Lord I can still make progress. We should not just resign and say, okay, fold our hands, say, well, what can I do? Government is not doing this, my parents are not doing that. So let us out of nothing, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Let us become more inventive, let us be more creative. We got a lot of talents, but let us find means of harnessing those talents to achieve better first satisfaction for ourselves and greatness for the society. So thank you everybody. All of you have contributed meaningfully and I've learned a lot. Um, yeah, and like Madam Torodi said, this is not a topic we can exhaust in one, maybe not even in two. So we are going to have like the dear I mean that was I said we are going to have a retaliation of this. So maybe one or two more times. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Madam Dorothy. Thank you to Mulayi and Madam Yeti. Thank you so much. This it means a lot, and I'm so happy. I feel fulfilled that we are gradually, doing that which seemed difficult, And our job here is to start a discussion. Let this discussion start. Let's begin to engage, and then let's begin to look for what is my role in all of this. What can I do? Who can I help? You might see some of these youth, these 21st century men, some of them, all they need is mentoring. Some of us that are here, we are product of mentoring. We are not better than those ones who have tried and have given up hope. It's just an encounter. Whenever myself and the village boy talk, we can talk 1 hour sometimes, just deliberating and discussing and things like that help a lot. So I'm hoping that a lot of older generation people who have achieved, who have a lot of things to share in life, that they would also single out some of these people and you wholeheartedly mentor them. That I agree. Many of us are confused. It's not easy, you know. Anyway, thank you so much, and we will be back next week. I think next week we are going to be hosting. We are going to be hosting the Village Boy, and some people will be discussing the book. The Let me show you just in case for those who have the copy. This is the book, and we'll be discussing the book on this platform. So I think so. After that, we will go back to this topic. This is something that we cannot exhaust. So we will keep advertising it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, and bye bye for now. Please do share it, just in case you know someone who this might help. And thank you.